It's Chris McDaniels. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my WWE NXT December 24th, 2024 reviews. Today we're going to be discussing about NXT. Now today is Christmas Eve, so my NXT reviews is coming out a little bit late because I have things to do, obviously. And I'll be talking about AEW Dynamite tomorrow night as well. And I should be talking about SmackDown and AEW's pay-per-view this Saturday. So yeah, look out for all those. But yeah, here we go discussing about NXT. This is the final NXT of 2024. Now we kick off the show with the first match of the night. It was Stephanie Baker versus Cora Jade, a one-on-one tonight. Now this match, it was a pretty good one. Both of these women beating the hell out of each other, coming up near falls. At one point, Cora Jade hit like a gut-wrench suplex onto Stephanie Baker, and then Stephanie kicked out at 2. Cora Jade picks her up, trying to hit the double-hooked arm DDT onto Stephanie, but then Stephanie fought out of that, kicking Cora in the stomach, and then hits her with that finishing move, that package backbreaker onto Cora Jade, and then she pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Stephanie Baker defeated Cora Jade tonight in a one-on-one match, but then after the match ended, Stephanie Baker walks out of the ring. Well, then all of a sudden we see Kelani Jordan coming up, attacking Cora Jade after the match, beating her with a kendo stick and all that. Stephanie Baker quickly got back into the ring, pulling Kelani Jordan off of Cora Jade, and Jade quickly rolled out the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff with the match. And what happened after the match, I'll give it all 3 stars. That's why I'll give that. But then after that, we see the NXT North American Champion Tony D'Angelo, and he is with Channing Stacks Lorenzo, Luca Crucifino, and Adriano Rizzo, the D'Angelo family. So yeah, they're all backstage talking, and Tony D'Angelo was talking how it's time for the family to pick up more gold, because he says that Luca and Stacks is going to be picking up the tag team titles. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. And then they started going on about Santa Claus, and Stacks was talking about how it was a Santa Claus when he was sitting on the couch one night for Christmas, and then come to find out it was just people trying to rob him. And then he says that his mom just beat the hell out of him, and how they're going to beat the hell out of the tag teams tonight, like how his mom beat the hell out of that random guy. So yeah, that's what Stacks was talking about there. And yeah, they were saying that they're going to try to win that #1 contenders match for the tag team titles. But then after that, we see Lexis King getting ready for his matchup next. But then William Regal comes up, and William Regal was talking about how he wants to be in Lexis King's corner and all that stuff. And he asked Lexis King, will he do it? And then Lexis King was like, yeah, I know I'm going to win the NXT Heritage Cup Championship. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there, how he's going to do that. But then William Regal was not talking about that. He was actually talking about the brass knuckles, but Lexis King don't know that because he done walked away at that point. But yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, it'll be Lexis King versus Charlie Dempsey, one-on-one for the NXT Heritage Cup Championship, up next on NXT. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on NXT, we get to the next match of the night. It was the NXT Heritage Cup Champion Charlie Dempsey with Ren Sinclair at ringside, no quarter catch crew, versus Lexis King with William Regal at ringside in his corner, and it was for the NXT Heritage Cup Championship. Obviously, there's rounds to this. So yeah, we get to this match. In this match, it was good for the most part. Both of these guys beating the hell out of each other. Round 1 ended off with Lexis King still having like a headlock locked onto Charlie Dempsey, and Dempsey kept on trying to bite out of it even after the bell rung, and the first round, like, he had forced him off pretty much with hitting a backbreaker onto him. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then this match is going back and forth and everything. Lexis King coming up near falls, same for Charlie Dempsey and stuff. But then at the ending, they both take each other out and knock each other down. Ren Sinclair gets into the ring, checking on Charlie Dempsey, and the referee's trying to get Ren Sinclair out of the ring. Well, the ref is distracted by Ren, and then we see William Regal passing over brass knuckles to Lexis King while he's laid out. Well, then Lexis King got back up, and he realizes the brass knuckles, and William Regal gets on the ring apron, and Lexis King is not happy that William Regal gave him brass knuckles. He said no, I don't want to use this and all that. And then Regal hits him with a left hook, laying out Lexus King. And then we see Charlie Dempsey picking up the brass knuckles. Referee turns around, and then the ref thinks that Charlie Dempsey hit Lexus King with the brass knuckles, and then he just disqualifies him. So yeah, Lexus King defeated Charlie Dempsey by DQ. Now this was in the fourth round at the final 10 seconds, and then the DQ happened. Obviously the match ended by then, and yeah, Lexus King defeated Charlie Dempsey by disqualification. But Lexus King is the new NXT Heritage Cup champion, because even though it ended in DQ and all that, it was with the rounds and stuff, and yeah, Lexus King won the championship. So yeah, that's what happened there. Crazy ending to that match. But yeah, for that match and all that, I will give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. But then after that, we see OTM talking backstage and all that, talking about how they're going to win the number 1 contenders match and become the new NXT Tag Team Champions in 2025. So yeah, that's what OTM was talking about there. But yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Unholy Union versus Fatal Influence up next in the tag team match. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing happened on NXT. Now, before we talk about the next match of the night, we gotta talk about a segment that happened before that backstage. So yeah, we see Kalani Jordan arguing with Stephanie Becker because she did not appreciate Stephanie holding her back from beating down Cora Jade earlier tonight. So yeah, that's what she was saying there. Well, then Lola Vice comes up telling Kalani that she needs to chill out. And Kalani says that, Lola is the last person to tell anybody to chill out because she had beef with Jada Parker. So yeah, that's what happened there. She said that both of them started that. So yeah, that's what Kalani Jordan was talking about there. And then she started getting on Stephanie, talking about how she don't need nobody to hold her back and protect her and all that. So yeah, that's what she was saying there. But then after that, we get to the next match of the night. We see Jacy Jayne and Jasmine Nix with the NXT Women's North American Champion Fallon Henley, Fatal Influence versus Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, Unholy Union in a tag team match. So yeah, we get to this tag team match now. We see Katana Chance and Kaden Carter watching this match in the crowd and all that stuff, and then we see Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley, and Shotzi coming up, watching this match as well from ringside. And then we see like Shawn Spears and Brooks Jensen and Nico Vance watching this on the TV monitor backstage. But then they walk out the locker room. Well, then we see Katana Chance and Kaden Carter coming up, right there at ringside as well now. And yeah, this match was going pretty good. Both of these teams beating the hell out of each other. At the ending, it was Alba Fire and Jacy Jayne that was inside the match, inside the ring, and they both had a double headbutt at the same time, taking each other out. And then outside the ring, we see Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, going face to face with Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix outside of the ring, arguing and stuff. The referee's distracted by that, trying to get him to stop. And then we see Jacy Jayne climbing up on the second turnbuckle, but then she gets pushed off of it by Gigi Dolan. And then that's when Unholy Union hit their tag team finish move onto Jacy Jayne, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Unholy Union defeated Fatal Influence tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened there. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. But then after that match ended, we see Sol Ruka talking to Zarya backstage. And, Zarya was, talking about everything that's been going on, stuff about Sol Ruka protecting her and all that stuff. So that's what's going on there. And then Izzy Dane comes up talking about how, how she don't need nobody and how everybody will portray at the end. So yeah, that's what she was talking about there. And then we see Shawn Spears, Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance coming out with Shawn Spears, pretty much like stalking Izzy Dane, and Izzy Dane don't appreciate that, and then she says that he needs to stay away from her, and then she walks off. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, it'll be Ashante the Adonis versus Dion Lennox up next in a one-on-one match. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing to happen on NXT, we get to the next match of the night. It was Dion Lennox versus Ashante the Adonis one-on-one. So yeah, we get to this match. This match is going back and forth and everything. Eventually, Nikita Lyons comes out there at ringside for this match, and then Dion Lennox was actually taking control of this match, beating down Ashante the Adonis. Now, Dion was doing pretty good in this match, not even going to lie. But yeah, he was doing pretty good. At one point, he almost picked up the win when he picks up Ashante and hits a nice running power slam onto Ashante. He pins him 1-2. Ashante's foot ends up on the bottom rope because of Nikita Lyons putting his foot on the bottom rope. So the referee didn't see Nikita putting Ashante's foot on the bottom rope, but he did see rope break. So yeah, the pin had been stopped right there. And then, Ashante was telling Nikita that he don't need her help and stuff. And then Dion tries to roll up Ashante, but only got a 2 count out of it because Ashante done roll through, rolling up Dion for the 3 count. So yeah, Ashante the Adonis defeated Dion Lennox tonight in a one-on-one match, and then after the match ended, Nikita Lyons goes in there and starts celebrating with Ashante, and Ashante was like, all right. So yeah, that's what happened there. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give that one. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that match ended, we see Hank Walker and Tank Ledger talking backstage, and they was talking about how they're going to go into 2025 and become the new NXT Tag Team Champions because they're going to win the Christmas Chaos number 1 contenders fatal 4-way tag team match later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, that's what they was talking about there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on NXT. See you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on NXT. Now before we talk about pretty much the main event, there is another segment after this match, but we're going to be talking about the main event. So before we talk about the main event, there was a couple of segments before this. So actually, we did see like a segment with Miles Bourne and Tavion Heist, no quarter catch crew, and he was talking about how they're going to win the NXT Tag Team Championships. And Miles Bourne's like deaf, well, like partially deaf, and Tavion Heist kind of like, I guess he don't know that. So yeah, that's what's going on there, which is kind of funny. But then after that, we see the NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez pretty much cutting a promo, like a promo package in a way, where she was talking about Julia, how she has pretty much conquered the women's division for so long and all that stuff, and how she's going to walk in 2025 and walk through 2025 still the NXT Women's Champion. See, that's what Roxanne Perez was talking about there. But then after that, we see Ethan Page talking in the promo package. He was talking about how he took away Javon Evans' smile last week and he reflected on it and all that. He says it felt good. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. And then we see Lexis King talking about how he is the new NXT Heritage Cup champion, how he's happy and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then after that, we get to the main event. It was Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Luca Crucifino with the NXT North American Champion Tony D'Angelo and Adriana Rizzo, the D'Angelo family, versus Hank Walker and Tank Ledger versus Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne, no quarter catch crew, versus Bronco Nima and Lucius Price. OTM in a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team no disqualification match. This is a Christmas Chaos match where they had a bunch of weapons, tables. People went through tables, steel chairs, a lot of stuff. So yeah, we get to this match. This match, it was pretty good for the most part. I'll say this is like pretty much match of the night right here. Now we see Tyreek Igre and Tyson DuPont come out, and they start brawling with Hank and Tank out there in the ring and stuff, going backstage. So yeah, they took them out for the rest of the match pretty much. And then we see Tony D'Angelo giving 2 crowbars to Luca Crucifino and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and they started beating Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne with the crowbar. And they kept on trying to go at it with OTM inside the ring, going back and forth, picking up near falls. But then outside the ring, we see Santa Claus coming up, attacking Tony D'Angelo, hitting that cradle DDT, the Redeemer, onto Tony D'Angelo. And come to find out, it was Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland attacked Tony D'Angelo. It distracted Stacks, and then OTM hits their tag team finish move on the Stacks, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, OTM defeated the D'Angelo family, no quarter catch crew, and Hank Walker and Tank Ledger in the Fatal 4-Way number 1 contenders tag team match. That's what happened there. They are the number 1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Pretty good match. For that match, I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give that one. Pretty good stuff. But up next, we're going to be hearing from the NXT champion Trick Williams up next on NXT. That will be the final segment of the night. Hear what you guys to say about Eddie Thorpe and Femi and all that. That is up next on NXT. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until the next thing that happens on NXT, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing to happen on NXT, we get to the final segment of the night. We see the NXT champion Trick Williams. He makes his way out there. He was starting to talk. He was talking about how he wants to talk about what happened last week, but then he gets interrupted by Femi. Femi was talking about how he wants to talk about the future, and then all of a sudden he gets interrupted by Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe comes out there, and Eddie Thorpe wants to talk about what happened last week. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Eddie Thorpe is all upset because he says that that Trick just escaped. He didn't beat him. He just escaped because he says that his foot was underneath the bottom rope and how he was pretty much he had his hand across Trick's chest as well, pinning him down to the mat. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there, and he says that Trick Williams just escaped and did not defeat him. See, that's what he was talking about there, and then Femi was talking about how he don't care about what happened last week because he says in 2 weeks he's going to become the new NXT champion. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there, and yeah, he was just going back and forth with Eddie Thorpe and all that, and then Trick was talking about, look, I got an issue with you, Thorpe, and then he says that I'll be seeing you in 2 weeks, Oba. So how about this? How about a triple threat match? Trick Williams versus Eddie Thorpe versus Femi for the NXT Championship. Eddie Thorpe is obviously happy about that, and then Femi was not happy about that. He says that, Trick, you think you're slick and all that, but you're not. And then he was talking about how pretty much the only reason he wants Eddie Thorpe in the match because so he could pin Eddie Thorpe to retain the NXT Championship. And yeah, that's what he was talking about there. But then all of a sudden, the NXT General Manager Ava comes out there, and she pretty much makes the match official in 2 weeks at New Year's Eve. So yeah, in 2 weeks it will be the NXT Champion Trick Williams versus Eddie Thorpe versus Femi in a triple threat match for the NXT Championship. So yeah, that match will be happening in 2 weeks now. But yeah, that's what happened there. But then, after that, we see Eddie Thorpe try to attack Trick. Trick ducks the punch, and then Eddie Thorpe starts punching Femi, and then Trick is going after Femi as well. But then Femi takes them both out with a back elbow, starts hitting European uppercuts onto him in the corners and all that. He has to pop a powerbomb onto Trick Williams, taking him out, and he was trying to hit the powerbomb onto Eddie Thorpe, but Eddie Thorpe quickly fought out of it and rolled out the ring, escaping. And then we see Femi grabbing the NXT Championship, holding it up high. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment there. But yeah, for match of the night, I gotta say it was that Fatal 4-Way tag team match. I would say that was match of the night right there. For tonight's NXT, I'll give it 8.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a good episode. But yeah, that's why I'll give this episode. But yeah, tomorrow night, AEW Dynamite will be coming on for Christmas. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow night. Look out for that. But yeah, like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's AEW Dynamite reviews. See you guys later. Till then.